Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here. We are going to turn around and do a little bit of building and a little bit of track running, all of the above, or at least hopefully that is the plan. Get in the build and then get in the first run down the line. So we have started out here at the ironworks and turned around and chopped into the liner where we had that switch deadhead, and we are pulling it out in this direction. Our goal is going to be to get over to the new oil field line is going to be our goal. We are going to turn around and kind of put in a bypass around. Wait a minute. How do we want to do this? Right. All right. Where we're at, I think we'll start this off with a switch. All right. Let's get rid of that. And we'll grab this. Alright. There we go. That side we will use for a later date. This one we're just going to grab and run with. We should actually go into flight mode here first. So let's do that. We'll grab some rail and see if it's going down here. See if we can get this done quick. We are just, I think we're going to try to run through there. Oh, wait, too much track here. Trying to take it out fast. Usually it's right around that 200 and some meter mark in there. And we'll just fly back, and along the way we'll try to cut everything out. Try to get around this big rock. I don't know if that's going to keep us clear. Yeah, whatever. We'll just make it work. This just being a bypass line, so it really shouldn't take too much effort. Alright, we want to be tight to the rock around here, and then we're going to meet in with it someplace over in there. We are zooming by the stamp mill, so it is reasonable to assume we will have some switches. What's going on? Switches that we'll need to throw in here at some point too. Not sure if we're just gonna pre-drop those or drop cuts for them. See, here's the thing, because we would almost put the switch here going that way. Let's actually just put a switch in here for the future. This is what we'll do. Just in case we end up using it, we'll have it in there. We may not use it, but we might. If we don't, we can always take it out. And then this, we'll just bring around. Oh, do we get rid of all these cactus? I'm not gonna worry about them too much, though. Like to keep them obviously wherever possible. See if we can make something like that work. We are pretty close. Yeah, we can get away with that though. Good enough. And then we can just pull this out. Ooh, way too far. 230, huh? Seems to be where it gets. Alright, and then what we will do is we will jump over here. So we do have a fairly nice piece of straight rail here where I think we can turn around. I think if we just hop into this side with the bypass, ooh, we actually already have an end. You know, we might have to delete that last piece that we built over there. This actually super kind of convenient. Yeah, so we'll definitely have to get rid of that last rail section over there. So if we run this to something like this, and then we get rid of, we'll get rid of that, and then we'll just make this connection, and we should be pretty good to go. Good. Alright, let's get down where we can see something. Grab our removal tool. Can't even call it a wood cutting tool anymore. That one's gonna go away. Again, those yellow flowers to me, that's a personal thing. No. Alright, there we go. Bringing that in. Should be good there. We will zoom this back the other direction and see how much we end up cutting out here. So far, not a lot. Not too bad. Definitely gonna have to lose that one. Oh, probably leave that one. That'll go away. That'll go away. That one probably too. To send some stuff flying today. We're just gonna get rid of that one on principle. That will go that way. Why do we have a? Oh yeah. Oh, it didn't put a break. Well, that's okay. We'll add in all. We'll add in all of the rest of the rails, obviously at a later date. That's crazy. See, it didn't move, but you hear a great timber falling in the woods, which is awkward because it's a cactus. That should just probably go squish. That one, I think we're going to be lucky enough to keep. If not, we'll try to move the rail over, but those are kind of cool features there by the edge of the rail. So, ooh, that's one there that'll probably cause you a problem. Gigantic rock. It's all about where the hitboxes are. Sometimes you get lucky, you can have them under the rail like that, and they aren't going to do anything. And sometimes you'll have one hidden under the ground that you can't even see under your groundwork, and it'll definitely take your train off. So not too many things here. That's a nice thing with building out in the desert. Another switch here. I think we'll go that way, and that should be bringing us right back to the start. Awesome. This one will switch, even though we would auto switch there. So that brings us then to the test run, which we happen to have pretty much sitting here ready to go. I think we got to get this one loaded. Are we loaded? Come on. No. Load. Alright, so we'll get that kicking over real quick. Did turn around, obviously just go with the Craig cars here. Little train, I mean, you don't need a ton of pipes, and we all know you don't really need, you don't go through a lot of tools out there at the oil field. So, you know, did not really need a big box car, so just went with the little ones. gave it to Betsy at this point. I'm sure we'll stick a different little loco on here, but this is always just going to be a little runabout, or something you can turn around and toss onto the back, or quite frankly at anywhere on a big train running around. These 4 cars aren't going to make a lot of difference, I guess, as far as the load goes, is the point weight wise, and it's just kind of an easy sling it out there and get it done kind of deal, and it definitely will drop off plenty. The one thing that actually takes quite a bit out there is the the wood beams. You actually go through a bunch of out there, so cars of 10 out there are nice for that. This is kind of the small side of the stock, but gonna get in our test run for the side here without risking a lot. Even if we derail the whole train, we don't, it's not gonna be the end of the world. So we will toss a little bit of wood in here as we are running down. That actually is not bad, considering we filled this up right before we started the build there, so we didn't have a horrible heat up time here, and it's still holding wood. Water we did just top off before we ran it out here, and that lets us be ready to go. So with that, let's get moving. Oh, in the other direction probably. Alright, moving along. Out of the station. Betsy doing the thing. Keep it nice and easy on the starting run, just in case obviously we missed any rocks or cacti or any of the rest of that stuff. Right down on this to get us moving just a little bit. I don't think we'll have a problem with pulling power here, so we might as well try to get as much out of Betsy as we can get. Not a super long run today, so not too worried about the time there or our overall speed. Really, we might be able to get a little bit more even out of it. And there we are, nice solid 15. Did almost turn around and honestly throw the 062 Uinta on here, except for that, just the volume on that loco is too bad. Nice locomotive, good looking model. All the rest of it just super loud compared to everything else. So did not go down that route yet. Still sitting in the sand, that one. May start using that one for some yard duty, I think. As in Betsy was we were going to keep it around early for yard duty, but Betsy ends up actually running out quite a few test runs to do other things. Betsy's nice when you just want to be able to easily re-rail something. Betsy's great to have around. So if you're just tossing around a locomotive or tossing around loads, just a great loco to have. Easy to re-rail, move around, easy to get water and wood and all the rest of that. It's like a cost-effective, just out of ease of use. Nothing really costs, so it's just time and effort that you put into things. Betsy makes things easy when you're just tossing things around. And has saved us quite a bit of money in other locomotives, to be honest. So there's that. Certainly have to run a ton of loads to get up to the 2662 at some point, if that is a long-term goal and interest. Certainly a high-level locomotive. Curious as to why we still have the gaps in the levels in the locos, that they didn't rebalance those, but it is what it is. long grind to get up to those big locomotives, that's for sure. Not even sure, to be honest, where we're at this point. So 7,000 after buying the new rolling stock. Looks like we're halfway to tier 7, just about. So starting to unlock some interesting things anyway coming up. Or getting close. Upper tiers take a lot to grind, that's for sure. You can definitely run a lot of loads in there. You make a ton of money, you end up with a lot of big locomotives or a lot of rolling stock. I still honestly don't think the game super likes it when you have long consists of trains. Like, they just don't. You get much over, 20 cars, and in most cases, most people's performance is not very good. So, I don't know how much the game tends to lend towards running super long trains. Obviously, everybody's mileage varies, and everybody's game performance varies with how many cars and whatnot you can get away with running. Or what you like to run. Not everybody likes to run 20-car trains, 30-car trains. It's definitely more convenient nowadays with remote, cameras and all that stuff, but not everybody does it. So I for certainly still don't. I still run little old trains quite often. More so, probably much more so than running the big, huge, like the 125s and the 2662, obviously. The grind up there is big. It's good if you're long-term playing out a save file and you want to run huge trains. Not everybody does. A lot of people just enjoy running the small locos. Hey, everybody likes to play different. That's what I know. I enjoy a little bit of both. I still probably don't tend to run too many trains that are over like 20 cars, I think. For the most part. I just don't like loading that long a train, to be honest, even with the remote cameras. I definitely think the remote cameras are awesome because, it used to be anything over 6 or 8 cars started to get to be a pain in the butt. And then it was just how bad. Now you can do whatever you want, It's just about how long do you want to be there loading. How much are you actually delivering? How much are you pulling out? All the rest of that, I think 20 cars is plenty, but I know people who would tell you, they run 50. So there you go. What we gotta do actually is look and make sure that we're actually gonna get around everything. That's gotta get switched. Those should be good. Okay. I think that sets us up for the run-in. We will have to see. Moving us along. Not a horrible little train for Betsy, to be honest. It'd be the kick, although I'd probably still put a Porter Type 2 on here just to get the extra wood out of it. And I like the look probably of the Porter Type 2 a little bit better. I always say if you get that rear light, the nice black, the extended cab, not cab, but wood fuel storage, always a benefit. And the Porter Type 2s, that quite frankly, I always think are just underused. Like, the bummer is that they don't come, you really have no incentive to necessarily buy one unless you're keeping super small in your locos. Otherwise, almost instantly you go on to either a Montezuma or something else. Montezuma holds so much more wood. You have a little speed advantage in there, and the rest of it over the Porters that the Porters just don't, quite frankly, get used, sadly, a lot. I think. So everything coming out nice on this rail, nice and smooth, no problems, no bumps, bruises, or broken parts. So that is always a winner. like the bent tree that marked out the switch. That's kind of cool. I have a couple of places actually that worked out, so it's kind of neat. I like that feature in there. And then here we go. We'll be slinging this one in for a stop. Switches. Plenty of holding that we got put in here on the 3-arc. That's actually kind of cool because it really does give us a lot of holding and plenty of options, even if we wanted to cross these rails, or I mean bring them together or something like that. Anywhere in here we can do that, so we can move around more stock back and forth. Plenty of options in here with the way that came out, so happy with that. We could definitely run huge oil trays because we could get a lot of cars there, which is kind of the idea for those who like to do that. Alright, looking at the load, this is going to be interesting actually. Let's see if we can get this stopped, because I want to actually see how these come out over the... Oh yeah, they are going to stack right in the middle of the thing. See, that's what I was thinking. That is such a horrible place. Yeah, they should have come in and those should have been taken out. Alright, so as much as, you know, we do not really like taking out big cacti or anything, that one, oops. Hey, let me in. That one is definitely gotta go. Just looks bad. Would have been nice if they'd have come in and cleaned up all of the industry drops. So you can see we have beams. Lots of beams. Now that we have the 12 tier 2 cars in that one stack, makes it nice and easy to turn around and fill up stuff. And these, I think we should be able to get both cars at the dock, nice and chill. Boxes, boxes, boxes. And these ones actually pay pretty well. Boxes do. Normally, because you move a ton of them. In this case, we're only moving 24 at a pop, but still, I mean, you know, whatever. Not a bad paying load for 4 little itty-bitty cars. I'll turn around, I'll take that all day. That's for sure. And then with the beams in here, that means we're already going to start producing. Already down to 5 pipes. So pipes are going to be obviously what we run out of. Pipes and beams. Not too bad. Tools are going to do alright. And that is going to give us actually plenty of crude oil to start moving some along. I mean, it's not boatloads or anything, but we already just out of that little train right there are going to definitely get to be moving some crude, so we will start seeing the tanker cars coming up. But for all intents and purposes, we are going to call that one definitely a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.